you always have to watch out for Kagura now in the umbrella action.
Yeah, honestly, I do think that Kagura is a very safe pick. There's not a lot of mages that you really want to play in this particular situation. All of them just don't feel that great. And then you start looking back over at Yusun's composition, and they're expecting, hey, if you play Hayabusa, you're not gonna have a fun time. Like, you really aren't. We've got the Hilda on our side. You think that's bad enough? We've got our Ling and Angela combo to run you down. RSG PH, make a smart decision. Take the Karina. It's safe. Can you get away with a lot more? Probably not, but it guarantees you to get to level 4 and still make an impact in this game.
If you ever asked me what Yusun's playstyle is, it's just this. Just full. This is Yusun in a nutshell. They're going full aggressive in that early game. They're trying to finish as soon as possible, especially with the Hilda coming through as well. It's just so Yusun, and I like that they're sticking to their roots.
Well, we're going to find out because we're jumping right into game number 1 for Group B, RSG Philippines versus See You Soon. And you guys mentioned your thoughts on the team compositions. I got to say, See You Soon does need to end this quick because RSG Philippines are masters at dragging games out and bringing it to their advantages, and they do have some good scaling potential here for this comp position.
Yeah, whereas from the side of Yusun, they don't have any scaling potential whatsoever. I mean, if you compare it to RSG, right? Because they have Aqua, let's say, on the Kagura, who will definitely scale in terms of her burst, as well as Iman, obviously, on the Beatrix. So they are sticking to that double mage meta that they are very accustomed to. But oh my god, it hits!
That's, yeah, I mean, Light's going to be on point with these Iron Hooks, so they got to watch out for that, right? And unfortunately, not enough really follow-up to get that. That could have been some type of early first blood, but right now, I got to say, See You Soon has to be careful with the way that they play around this. They really need to buy time for Sensei. He does have the jungle emblem, right? But look at Light once again, doing what Francos do best. Whoever picks them, they get right in the face here of their enemy junglers.
Well, that's the idea. They want to keep on doing this, and man, again, he's gonna die here. There's nothing you really do against the Hilda and Demon Kite. He has to prioritize his EXP over his laners because he's not going to be effective until he hits that level 4. So it was all about that timing.
Interesting, yeah. So it's okay. So Ember, yeah, Ember in the mid lane on this Angelina, right? And then the Angela, and then we have Lilia in the gold lane. So I'm thinking here, Emin's gonna have a very difficult, just kind of laning phase, if you will, and he's got to be able to find time to farm up, right? So I don't know if RSG Philippines wants to babysit kind of that lane, take care of him, or just say, Emon, you do your best, and we'll bring it into the mid to late game.
I love this. I mean, for the moment, it does seem like RSG, they are trying to look for whatever they can get. They are starting this turtle. But with the way that Yusun has been playing, it's definitely going to be contested. But for the moment, it does fall into the hands of RSG. And interestingly enough, it's going to be interesting because Yusun is actually leading in terms of economy.
I think See You Soon at this stage of the game, they don't really have to do too much except wait for RSG PH to make a mistake. Like, if somebody takes a good trade in lane, and especially since they're playing topside heavy, they can make a decision of, hey, we can make an executive decision, start looking for these early invades, and maybe catch somebody off. We're prioritizing for Iman, but we want to catch Light off as soon as possible.
But in a way, it feels like See You Soon has a timer, right? They need to end this as soon as possible, though.
That's true.
And right now, here comes the Bloody Hunt. Look at the burst damage coming out here from Aqua as he grabs a kill. Evens it out 1-1 here. RSG Philippines finding Boxy.
Oh, I like these rotations coming in from RSG PH. Like, especially since Beatrix, okay, you're not going to be able to make it in the top wave in time, so just take your time, switch your weapons, clear up that mid wave, and let's focus on the macro play. And RSG PH is playing this really, really well. I'm not sure what See You Soon can really, how they are going to force a situation out of RSG PH unless they are utilizing this combo, which I think they might do right here with the Ling and Angela.
Yeah, Light waiting patiently in the bush, Emon there as well. Again, this is what I've said, like, do you park Light up there so that Emon can have a little bit better time to farm? You know, meanwhile, Nas and Felix going here 1-1-1. Look at the damage here coming out from this Dairoth pick. Comes in, has to flicker out to survive. What? That's going to be a kill though. Ra goes down, but in the meantime, the response, Light is also taken out of the picture. 3 members of RSG looking for a kill here in the bottom. Tempest Blade's going to be popped. Should be able to survive off that, but that is an ultimate committed.
To be honest, I like the way that Soon drafted, but in the way that they actually put the Angela in the mid lane, kind of denies them what they were trying to do, right? Like their winning condition for the side of Soon is, okay, go aggressive in the early game, get as many picks, get as many objectives as possible, and try to finish it as soon as possible. But that requires really good rotations. And the problem is, because Angela is so slow on that wave clear, I don't think that they can implement what they were trying to do in the first place, and RSG has actually come out on top here in the 5th minute of the game. I mean, look at that. Another turtle to RSG.
They're playing it slow and steady, and they can keep on doing this until See You Soon are going to dry up, and RSG have scaled enough into this game to really not hold back their punches. And macro-wise, yep, there we go. Another catch so easily brought up by Light. He finds another one to make it easy for Aqua, and as well as Eman as well. I think that top side of the map is completely gone. RSG PH in the driver's seat.
There you go, right? And now it's focusing on Sensei, but he's going to be fine. Going back to your point, Gideon, this is exactly what I was saying, right? Park Light up there for a little bit, give that advantage there to Emon. Now he's free coasting up there in the top lane, so he's fine. Look at the damage burst they have, and check out the itemization. It's early on, 5 minutes in. How's the items looking?
It's looking great. I mean, Iman, he died, he got dove. It's like, all right, I stayed a little bit too soon, but now I'm walking away with some swift boots and as well as a BOD. What are you going to do about it? And especially for Lilia, who gets attacked time and time again. That's on bot side, though.
Nas actually going 2 versus 1 here for quite a while, but he's not going to be able to do much against that Angeling combo. They find a pick here, so that could start something for See You Soon, but meanwhile in the mid lane, RSG looking for a setup here, gonna miss the Iron Hook just barely. Rest of the team here now too, they're gonna have to be careful about this one.
Yeah, because like on paper, I thought that Ra would be able to burst down the Beatrix, but the way that they're actually playing around that is huge, and she's actually winning in lane. I mean, they lost a turret there already in that top side. I just gotta say, I think the Hilda pick for the side of Soon was just a little too greedy. I understand that they maybe picked it up to deny that pick away from RSG, because like as we all know, when we see a lane, we usually choose a Hilda to try and counter that, right? But it's just too much, and it's not working well for them now.
Demon Kite right now going to be the focus here. He could be in trouble, getting quite low. There you go. Boxy finding a kill on the RSG Philippine Demon Kite as he's taken down here. But meanwhile, they're still making plays around the map. They've got the space and the gold lead. Another turtle going to be up. They find another lockdown here. This is Light once again with the Bloody Hunt. And now the focus. Boxy has the Heart Guard with him. Can he actually find one on Light? Oh, the flicker into the turret, but not enough just yet. Look at the damage coming out from Emon. He's got to reload. Ooh. Ember takes the shot there. Here comes Aqua. Gets the combination off, and now Boxy's in trouble as he falls. Nav's now working on Ra. Doesn't have the black shoes and taken down. They're falling apart here. RSG Philippines going to back off here now. Sensei has to be careful. RSG Philippines looking for a turret where they can find one.
4 people from the side of See You Soon were taken down, traded for 0. So that was insane. I mean, the way that RSG Philippines are able to maneuver in that particular team fight, they're responding super quickly. They're just really on synergy, on point right now. And See You Soon, they're looking in shambles. And I guess the only way that they can do this is to, you know, split push, right? That's one of the main things that I like about Ling. If it doesn't work out with the way that you initially planned it, you still have plan B. You still have the ability to kind of have that pressure on the map to take out these turrets one by one.
Yeah, and I mean, I think every little bit of gold at this stage of the game, especially for the mid-game, is going to make a significant difference, right? I mean, one big team fight where another team completely aces their opponents, that's going to get you roughly around, you know, 4 to maybe even 5k swing in their favor of positive gold. And See You Soon, they're in that danger zone, right? One really bad fight could set them so far behind.
I mean, we're already talking about a 4k gold difference here, right? 8 minutes in. I don't think they're in any terms of actually being able to try to contest the first Lord of the game, as now RSG Philippines is going to be taking another tier 2 turret here in the bottom. And they could just continue to make space. Light's not even going to land those hooks. Sensei going to go ahead and push the top like Eterna mentioned. This is the best thing he can do right now. Go ahead, try to get some gold, push the waves, force a little bit of pressure so you force Navs up there. But meanwhile, RSG Philippines, look at the damage coming out from the bush. Boxy could be in trouble. Heart Guard's going to be committed here on Boxy. This could be information that RSG Philippines might want to play around here. Now the Lord is going to be up.
Oh, come on, the way that RSG is able to just bait all these very important resources away from SYS minutes away before they're starting that Lord, it's just so insane to watch. The way that they're controlling the game from the get-go, the way they're controlling the space, it's so difficult to see SYS being able to come back from this. You mentioned earlier this is the best that they can do. For me personally, I feel like this is the only thing that they can do.
Yeah, they are just running out of options here. They're trying to get the purple. They can somewhat secure it for now, but it's just a small victory to a very slow, inevitable death for RSG PH, who, again, they're just not giving SYS a lot of space, but also, let's keep in mind that they're not giving SYS a lot of information. Every single time they walk up, instantly, you either see one person, he disappears, gone. The rest of the team is already making some money moves elsewhere on the map.
Honestly, this is just standard gameplay from RSG Philippines, and if you notice, like, every single role here is just executed to what they call it in the Philippines is pretty much that Coach Panda's puzzle. This is now also Coach G's puzzle here that we're seeing from RSG Philippines. And the gold lead is continuing to grow here. Itemization is going to be a huge concern. We're going to take a quick pause here, but as I was saying, man, RSG Philippines, this is what I meant when it's hard to find weaknesses, because you might find Emon like they did in the early game, and they know exactly how to respond to it, like in a split second.
Yeah, I think the defense is really rock solid. I think right now they're working off of some really good intel and information about how the enemy team likes to kind of move around the map. So they're just covering these very default spots of how they move. Oh, do they move through river? How exactly do they move through river? Are they going to be sticking close to the wall, or are they going to be moving through tri-brush to get a little bit more aggressive? And once they had a read on them, it became that much easier to reconfirm and double check if they're going to be in a certain place at a certain time. I think that's the interesting thing about RSG, and it's something that I'm guessing Coach Panda has imparted to the rest of the team, because this is some world-class defense.
Yeah.
100% textbook plays though coming in from RSG. I mean, you could feel that in the beginning they were kind of like waiting a bit. Like they wanted to see, okay, we see that SYS has such an aggressive early game. Let's see what they can do with it, right? And as soon as that they found like the loopholes, oh, they can't clear mid. Okay, maybe we can rotate faster. They were able to get that first turtle, and eventually the power spike started to show, right, from the side of RSG, and therefore they were able just to dominate, I guess, from that particular moment on.
Again, you mentioned it, you know, the power here of RSG Philippines is their response to those minor weak points that pop up, and I just feel like for SYS, I don't want to count them completely out of this game yet. If Sensei is able to continue to farm up, there might be some form of a saving grace. Let's just say at the next big objective fight, because this first Lord's already taken, right? So if somehow Sensei is able to, let's say, steal a Lord with the hard guard, win the Retribution in a Retribution fight, which might be difficult against Demon Kite, who's known for literally being kind of a Retribution god himself. And I feel like there is potential here for SYS, but literally their backs are against the wall right now, and it also really depends on how RSG Philippines plays around this first Lord pick.
Well, you know, speaking about the master playmaker himself, averaging on 7.4 assists with a kill participation of 61.82%. You know that he's being able to look out for the rest of his team, and more importantly, just setting these bigger plays up based off of the information.
I mean, Light himself. What can I say about the Season 9 and just the MVP performance that he had, even in playoffs, man? This guy, it's crazy if you think about his story. I know not everybody watching knows, but Light came from a previous team in Season 8, didn't actually get to play much. And then he came into RSG Philippines Season 9 and was like a breakout player where people were like, whoa, where did this guy come from? You know, how did he not get to play as much before? And that's why he's the master playmaker, because a lot of the success of RSG Philippines lies in the hands of this guy right there, right? And we're seeing it here. Yes, he's missing some hooks. Yes, he's, maybe not getting certain hooks that really matter, but still, what's happening here is the way that he responded for Emon, the way that he's playing even around decisions that Demon Kai's giving. He is the main shot caller, right? Light is. So he's playing this Franco, and Franco is such a... I feel like at this point, Franco is like a standard meta pick, right? It
Yeah.
usually works really, really well, but the way that certain individual players play Franco is what I feel like sets them apart.
They have their own styles of it,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Some people like to control, others would prefer throwing it out to maybe hopefully fish for someone at the same time, or maybe it's just for zone control, push them in a particular
Yeah.
direction, funnel them.
100%. And when I think about Franco, sometimes I also think like maybe the hook is a a plus point, right? I think because like the way that Indonesia plays it is like they really prioritize the use of the ultimate more.
Yeah.
So they usually flicker ultimate and get the player that they really need to get. So the hook is definitely just like a bonus point. But though, yeah, so Light has been incredible. I mean, the way that he's been playing so far is insane. But I don't know. When we're talking about RSG, we can like talk about each and every one of those and the way they've played just in this game.
Yeah, and this is just game number 1, right? So I want to talk a little bit about SYS because I feel like with their draft, it's apparent where they're struggling. We kind of, I mean, the Lilia pick was good at the start, but honestly, what do you use it for here? And as the game goes on, is your sole purpose to, because the damage just isn't there right now.
Yeah.
So is your sole purpose to literally just try to bait something out from RSG Philippines, pop the black shoes, and hope that the rest of the team is able to pull something off, which is a lot of that reliance is again on Ling and Angela, right? So where does this work for SYS Gideon?
I think it works depending on where they take the fight. Especially if it comes down to choke points, it can be a little uncomfortable, especially since you're not entirely sure where that Franco hook is going to be coming from. Over a wall or directly in front of them. It depends on how that they want to juke. But for the meantime, I think they just want to make sure to fight in lane, right? That's generally where they want to fight. Something very simple, very obvious. Make sure that you can dodge left and right. You have enough space and room to breathe and pull in and push out whenever you want to.
Certain things have to pretty much fall in place.
Conditions.
Conditions have to be met for SYS as they, face off in this game number 1 against RSG Philippines, who really, I mean, the record stands for RSG Philippines. They don't usually let things go when they have the lead, right? So we are going to be hearing back here shortly about what's going on with the teams. And then I believe also we are going to possibly be taking a break. I believe a 10-minute break.
Well, we'll have to see. Hopefully this issue isn't game breaking for the time being because they're already in the middle of the action. Oh, no.
There we go.
Well,
so, we do have a disconnection issue. We will be taking a short break, guys. 6 minutes. So sit tight, hold tight, and we'll be right back.
I swear, it's a curse, man. Every single time I'm like, oh yeah, oh no, hopefully it's not game breaking. Disconnected. Well, we'll see you guys in a little bit right after this break.
Saya lahir di Palembang dan besar di Manado. Tidak seramai seperti Jakarta, tetapi saya cinta kota Manado. Serasa di rumah itu yang membuatnya istimewa.
Ang probinsya ko ay Naik, Cavite. Maliit lang na baryo na bandang dagat. Sobrang ganda. Natutunan ko ang halaga ng buhay. Atin to.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here for after that short break while they figure things out. We're back, and if you're just joining us, we're in the middle of actually game number 1 here for Group B between RSG Philippines versus SYS. Again, I'm Nisu, joined here at the desk with Eterna and Gideon, and we were talking about pretty much everything in this game, and I believe they have the push here for RSG Philippines. Lord's going to be marching down the bottom lane as they continue to get objectives around the map. So as you can see, RSG Philippines in quite the driver's seat here.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like we missed too much here overall. They're just going to start pushing in for these inhibitor turrets. I don't think they're going to greed out considering how RSG PH has been playing so controlled and to a degree passively. But again, there's so much threat with that hook.
I like that Eterna mentioned, you know, the Hilda pick here for SYS, because I feel like really they haven't been able to utilize that the way that they wanted to. And this is kind of what we're seeing, right? We talked about SYS's composition, the heroes that they chose to go with, and the potential to actually even come back in this game. Is it there? I mean, Eterna, now that you've said that with Hilda, do you think they can have some form of saving grace?
I mean, I love the Hilda pick if you're leading, but when you're like conditioned in a way that you're just stuck in your base, I mean, basically asphyxiated by your opponent, it's kind of difficult to see what kind of impact that the Hilda can do, knowing that Light will always be there on standby to be able to, you know, punish you if you go in for like a crazy engage.
I mean, right now you can see the threat level of Light as he just sits there. Now that's going to be quite a bit of damage going out to Boxy. Has to actually have the Heart Guard here to be okay. So again, these are some nice resources that RSG Philippines getting committed from SYS as they go ahead and crack open the entire base of SYS. It's completely exposed, and now they just have to find the right picks or moments.
I don't know what right picks or moments could actually make a difference in this particular scenario, right? Like, I mean, let's say, for an example, that SYS is able to fight Iman one more time, right? How are they going to deal with someone like Demon Kite, or specifically Nats? Look at that damage! They're just finding it time and time again!
That's going to be the moment for RSG Philippines. Again, you guys were talking about the power of the Flicker and the Bloody Hunt, and that's exactly what just happened. RSG Philippines now clearing all the waves here of the minions. There's not going to be much. Nice Iron Hook once again coming out from Light. And RSG Philippines taking member after member of SYS down before they work on the base, taking game number 1.
Wiped out for RSG there in game number 1, and that was just so explicitly well done by them.